Hey guys, AlphaFish here. Welcome back to my channel. And today, I think I'm going to talk about familiars a little bit. I don't really talk about familiars much because familiars is more of like an end-game thing, and a lot of my tutorial videos are for beginners for the most part, or like when you're first starting out. But let's get into the familiars. But one thing real quick, I do want to say that familiars, the reason I say it's end game is because it'll eat through your resources really fast. It'll take up a ton of wood, a ton of food, and when you're trying to grow a bunch of troops and you only have one account, well, if you eat through all your food, it's going to be a problem because you can't really produce food when your troops are eating it all. So, I will show you the familiars that I have unlocked so far and which ones I think have been most useful to me. So, when you're first starting out, when I started messing with familiars, and this is without doing really any familiar research except for like Pact 1, which like you don't like it's not hard. If I remember right, I got it for like free finish. So that unlocking Pact 1, I'd say the most useful, or the two, but number one out of those two is Aquarius. Aquarius has been the most useful familiar from the very beginning with his refresh skill, which gives stamina here. And stamina is really good for getting your medals for your heroes. Your medals, and then upgrading them as well, getting the materials to get them maxed out. This has got to be the most useful familiar that I've ever had from the very beginning, alright? So when you guys are starting to get into your familiars a little bit, this should be your first thing to go to. And then after Aquarius, go after Territe. His Netherquake here gives fragments, which will help you improve Aquarius and Territe, alright? So, Territe and his Netherquake is your second most useful familiar from the very beginning of the game, alright? So if you can't resist dabbling into familiars, these are the two that I suggest you max out before anything else, alright? And the reason I say to do that and not go after other familiars like Engineer or Beastmaster, well, not necessarily Beastmaster, but Engineer or Oakroot for like the productions, is because when you start out with your castle, you have so much other stuff to go after for those, so you don't have to worry about your resources. Alright, so Aquarius and Territe are going to be your first two familiars to max out. Aquarius number 1, Territe number 2. Alright, so after you get that down, I actually didn't go after the resource productions right away. I went after this guy here. I went after the gnome because, which you see, I don't even have this maxed out, but on my alts, I've been working on him for gold production, and you're going to eventually need that gold production, and it comes in handy once you unlock your gold storage, which you get when you max out your castle and then your vault. And when I say vault, I mean this right here. So once you get this to 25, you get maximum gold protected, or max gold protected. Alright, so that's very useful. Of course, not for this account because I use it as a gold bank, but when you're starting out, it's going to be very useful for you guys. I also maximized Beastmaster because of trade route. I use this skill for supply troop travel speed because my account does double as a bank, minus the food, of course. But that way I can move resources around to help guild members, help my other accounts, so on and so forth. So it is very useful character to have unlocked. Um, as far as war goes, like fighting, because the familiar system for pay to play is completely broken. That with the way that the damage stacks with the pay to play familiars is crazy. I don't have. I mean, I have a few from doing in-game stuff. I can't ever remember what this thing called. Tycoon. From doing Tycoon, Tycoon occasionally has scrolls. Like right now, it has Bon Appetit or Appetit. So every once in a while, I'll get a scroll for one of those. But like I don't have anything put into them because they're like I don't have it. Like I don't. I'm free to play. So I don't mess with them at all. But to counter some of the opponents that will attack me, and in the past when I've taken solos, right now no one's gonna send me a solo march unless they're trying to troll me with tier 1. I use, where is it? So I do have a couple of army talent heroes unlocked. I have Aquarius, and I've went for max HP for different troop types and army as well, because it's a good way to counter, because a lot of people don't have HP builds, they have damage builds. So it's like it's almost a weak spot, and so I try to exploit that as much as possible, and it does work. It does have quite a bit of an effect. I've seen other people also use this strategy, but I personally chose the strategy myself, and I didn't try to copy anyone. This is just something that I came up with, and it does help. It makes a bit of a difference. Not a massive difference, but it makes a difference nonetheless. And it's better to have that than to have nothing. I will say that Bonehead has been very useful to me in recent times. I am still working on his skill. But anytime I migrate into a new kingdom, this is super useful to get a decent rank quickly. I usually get it within a week. So Bonehead's useful. Jazik I use for army talent as well. 40%. Where are the other ones? Magma Lord I use, and then Terra Spike I use for army talent. And then I've been working on productions just because I can. Strix is useful for Blood Bag, for healing, infirmary healing speed. Just a little bit of an extra boost for my account. And then Ship Ahoy on Totem Post, or Totem Pest, is really useful to get a random, or just a refresh on your cargo ship to help convert your resources into your bag and to improve your resource storage on your account. Is useful. Pyrus is always good to have. Blazing Trail, it's a good troll. It's not very effective, but if you really want to tick someone off or say, hey, that wasn't cool, you can always use that. It is kind of costly for free to play because of all the materials you need for it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But if you want to prove a point, I mean, Pyrus is the way to go to prove a point. Go Wild, gathering troop travel speed. I don't gather except for KVK at this moment until I can start eating rallies. So I have it just to have it. It helps whenever I do want to actually gather something. And then, which one is the... this one. So this I found to be really useful, not in trying to make traps or anything, but people like to piracy you. If you have a knack of ticking people off, or they want to piracy you, this will help you build some tier 1, so you don't have to worry about being pirated. I found it useful, especially when you get in a fight or a war with another guild and they tend to pyrus your entire guild. That will help protect your account. I found that to be extremely useful. And then which one was it? Is it Sorcerer? Yeah, Sorcerer. So Dark Magic. This character, this familiar, allows you to end an ongoing transmutation. So if you have like a bunch of essence stocked up, you can hit like that big 24-hour essence and then use Dark Magic, and you do have to start it. And then you click Dark Magic and the familiar options or whatever, the familiar skills on the side of the screen, and it'll instantly end that. And then you can go to a longer one, shorter one. If I recommend doing the longer ones, getting them out of the way, but that's just me. That's what I like to do personally. That's pretty much all I have for familiars, guys. If you guys have any questions, or if you have any tips for me or whatever, leave them in the comments below. Hope you guys learned something today, and good luck building your accounts. Peace out, guys, and thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.